Yo, what up guys, and welcome back towards this new stream here on the channel. On today's stream I will be talking about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is right now trading on the lower side here on this symmetrical triangle, and this could be of course leads towards a massive breakdown on the market. And of course Bitcoin is all the way back towards this monthly level I've been talking about several times before on the channel. So this monthly level I'm currently talking about is of course the monthly support of Bitcoin. Well, basically has been showing us in the past already very strong bounces, and literally the hard work Bitcoin did yesterday, where it was increasing its value against the S&P 500. We can right now see the S&P 500 is falling off massively today, but absolutely massively. And we're having a pretty bad Friday so far. S&P, as the start of today, is already down more than 2.8%, and of course, like you can see, Bitcoin, as the start of the S&P did open, is also down in approximately, 5.5%. So that's definitely very worse. And right now, I did jump live with you guys out there, since I promised to you guys out there I will be jumping live as soon as Bitcoin, of course, always creates one of these massive moves in the market, and right now we're having one. So what we're seeing right now essentially is that Bitcoin came down towards our support target, towards our support level. You can clearly see we are forming this upward sloping support line, right? We are forming an upward sloping support line. Bitcoin got touched several times before on this level, and we are right now once again testing it. So will we be holding it? That's going to be the question. If we're going to be breaking lower, this could be resulting in more continuations towards the downside for Bitcoin. And that is definitely not a thing that we would like to see right now. We want to be seeing Bitcoin holding up, especially while we're trading on that 30K region, because this is a pretty critical region on higher time frames for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is, of course, also only 2 days away before closing its weekly candle. And that could be, of course, potentially the 8th weekly candle in a row that's going to be red. And that's not even already a record. But, of course, last week, while we were closing the weekly candle, we also closed a record-breaking 7 weekly candles in a row. And I don't want to have another record saying it's 8. Of course, you can better get these records right now here than, of course, in other times, because we're already on this streak here. You can also see the 1 hour time frame, guys. I was earlier today looking at the potential W scenario for Bitcoin, like you can see over here. I was looking at the 30-minute time frame. Let me first get that right chart in front of you guys out there. Yeah, like this chart over here. I was looking at it. Bitcoin was indeed showing a lot of strength here. It was forming a double bottom over here, was trying to be breaching through. And I said to everyone out there, I will be taking a long position on Bitcoin if, here's the big if, and of course I said this in my Telegram group, if we're breaking above this level and we're going to get a retest, I will be looking for a long, of course, towards that 31K region. But like you can see, we've never broke above of this region. So that is, of course, very important to look at. Sometimes you're not breaking bullish, but you're getting rejected, and you can be moving down further. And you can clearly see Bitcoin move down here from off that point. And this is, of course, clearly showing some weakness across this chart. More importantly, also looking at this level over here, I was looking at this downward slope resist line, and of course we were yesterday seeing that the volume, and why is the volume not up on the screen here? I have no clue. Let me get this back up here. But yeah, you can clearly see yesterday I was talking about the volume really having that breakthrough here, right? We broke through of course of this resistance with a high amount of volume, so I was really expecting that continuation getting started, but unfortunately we were not seeing that. Right now we also came down. We were not even holding up towards the support line. I mean, we did hold it up for very, very well, but it was not that long that Bitcoin was holding on towards. Also, this horizontal previous support, resistance, support over here also fell below it very quickly. Bitcoin not really showing a lot of strength right now. And that is a thing to worry about. Since Bitcoin is falling off so hardly towards the downside right now, it is a thing to worry about. We're not holding on towards any support right here. And that is, of course, not a thing that I would like to see. So, to right away be clear, I am not thinking that Bitcoin is going to go for a massive move down here. And my strategy will still stick the same here. I will be buying Bitcoin every single day because I don't care about what happens today. Because I saw this very interesting tweet from someone. Let me go to Cointelegraph. And I will be going back into the charts because I've got a lot of things with you guys out there to discuss here. But look at this. Crypto veteran extend a helping hand in the bear market newbies. So he's this guy, absolutely legend. I didn't know him yet here, but right now I know. Guys one, he said a few things here. What we should be doing right now, guys. And what he was saying here is buy Bitcoin, 1 point. Hold your own keys, another very good point by him. Ignore the market price. I think it's pretty decent to look at. Stop gambling on garbage. Get rid of leverage. Work. Stack regularly. Prepare for financial collapse, take care of your family, and use the extra time to learn about Bitcoin tools and services. So what he's pointing out here, guys, sometimes you should not care about the price, right? This is the time to maybe not care as much of the price like you did before. And I think that is very important to be pointing out, right? Bitcoin can indeed move down another time here. But what we are knowing, and if we're going to zoom out, guys, I literally jumped live right away here. I have not prepared anything, but I do know what are some interesting charts to look at right now here. But looking at the weekly time frame, right? This guy is completely right. Zoom out. We don't care about how the Bitcoin price is playing right now, and I want to be getting a right weekly time frame. Yeah, let's look at this chart. So you can see clearly Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, the risk is most certainly very low. The RSI on the weekly time frame is trading on the same levels back in the pandemic crash of 2020. Bitcoin is at low risk right now. I think Bitcoin is of course not necessarily a bad buy right now here. Yes, it can fall down a little bit more here, but please start to zoom out here and start to make up a good opinion about this market. Yes, the best range right now to go with, what I will be still keep on saying, is going to be that dollar cost average strategy. Just average in the market in a very slow pace here, so you will be of course not only buy the exact, I mean, you're going to be buying the lows eventually, but yeah, probably you're not going to catch the exact low here, because that's what retailers really like to do here. And I saw a video about it on CNBC. Many and the majority of the retailers really like to catch the exact bottom, and they're going to go all in. If they're, let's say, oh, today I feel bullish on Bitcoin, I'm going to go all in on Bitcoin today. That is not the way to go here, because if you're going to do that, you're essentially betting against yourself. I mean, in these more shortened periods, we don't know exactly what the Federal Reserve is going to do. We don't know exactly what the stock market is going to do, because it's probably going to drag Bitcoin down. If it's DAS is going to be falling like it is currently doing here, S&P is falling, dragging Bitcoin down. We don't know exactly what's going to do here. So what is the most safest bet to go with right now? It's dollar cost averaging, right? So moving further in towards the content, if I'm going to zoom out on this chart, right? I'm going to zoom out on this chart, and I will be taking a little bit of a different chart. Excuse me for this. I will be using this chart because it's a little bit more of a clean chart. If I'm going to zoom out here, and I'm going to think about, oh, how is Bitcoin performing right now? And what is Bitcoin doing? It is dangerous. It is indeed dangerous for me to look at this chart right here. iQuick is saying, hello, bro, how you're doing? I am doing absolutely all right, so thank you for asking. But let's see what we're currently having, right? So if we're going to zoom out, what are we seeing on this chart? Essentially, Bitcoin is forming. It is a typical bearish bias pattern. I am not going to sell my Bitcoin if we're going to be breaking down, to be very clear to you guys out there. Yes, we could be breaking down. It could be, of course, a potential very good trading opportunity. I'm not going to take a short on this market because I don't really prefer shorting this market right now. While bitfinex wolves are, of course, accumulating massive amount of long positions, while many of these other whales are accumulating in towards the market. I am not a big fan of shorting Bitcoin right now. I think the risk is too high to short Bitcoin from of this region. You could definitely go with a short position over here. I'm only going to look at longs, and I will be explain to you guys out there what my strategy is going to be if Bitcoin is going to be breaking down here, right? So you can see bearish bias pattern, symmetrical triangle. This is, of course, a typical bearish bias pattern, bearish bias continuation pattern. And I have not drawn this this triangle here correctly. Like, I want to be drawing it like this. So you can clearly see symmetrical triangle. Since it did came from a downtrend, it is more likely to be breaking down even further, right? That's the most likeliest scenario to be happening. And if we're going to look at what our price target is going to be aiming for, price target is going to tell us, okay, Bitcoin is going to go down to 24.5k. 24k is very close towards 200 weekly moving average. Is it going to be that? We don't know. But more importantly, looking at this market right now, and if I'm going to go for a second towards a monthly time frame, what I would like to do right now is look at several levels. Sorry, weekly time frame. I would like to look at several levels where Bitcoin has been bouncing from, and what is, in my opinion, a pretty interesting range to be accumulating on. So I will be setting up several levels right now here, and let me make these orange because I like the color orange because I'm from the Netherlands. But let me go right now back in towards the 4-hourly time frame and look at this market right here. I will be also put up a note here. This is the weekly level for Bitcoin. This is the weekly level for Bitcoin, and this below here is also the weekly level for Bitcoin. And also let me go towards the other time frame and set up this monthly close over here because this is the monthly level, and I will be making this yellow. And I will be explaining to you guys out there what I'm currently doing. Oh, sorry, I place weekly. Monthly level. So let me explain to you guys out there what I'm doing. So let me go back towards that 4-hourly time frame right now, and let me look at this symmetrical triangle right here, right? So first of all, we can see monthly level has been, historically speaking, a very strong level for Bitcoin. Bitcoin likes to be bouncing from of this range as well here. You can clearly see the monthly level, the 29,000 US dollars. Yeah, we have been trading below it for sure, but in hindsight, if we're going to look at the daily time frame, we can see clear support getting found here, clear support getting found, and once again, we're retesting it. So If you're willing to look at long positions, what is the level to look at? It's going to be definitely the 28.8k region, because that is a region where Bitcoin basically loves to be bouncing from up. That's the monthly level. Bitcoin loves this level. Bitcoin likes to be bouncing from up this range. However, in case we are going to get the breakdown, and in case we are going to get another significant rally towards the downside, just like we got last time around here, we got that massive move towards the downside, it could be happening again here. And earlier today, in my previous live stream, I explained something to you guys out there. Once I look towards the market, and once I look at every single reversal we are going to create, we do always one thing. We always do one thing on these major market reversals. And I will be explaining to you guys out there what we always do on these major market reversals. So, for me to explain this, I have to be opening the RSI. I have to be opening the RSI because the RSI always tells quite a lot of interesting information. RSI has been already around since 1972, guys. Very important indicator to look at. And every single market reversal, you could have been calling it with the RSI. And let me quickly address this to you guys out there. So, once the RSI, a bullish or bearish divergence, probably you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, bullish and bearish divergence, and I will be quickly show to you guys out there before explaining and going more in depth about it. This is basically, let me open this in a new window, or not in a new window, in a new tab, I should say. This is basically a bullish and a bearish divergence. A bullish divergence is once the price action is forming a lower low, indicator forming a higher low. And the bearish divergence is the exact other way around. You can see it in the screen. I'm not going to go too much in depth about it. But more importantly, let me talk about why I think every single big market reversal is expectable and you can basically foresee it very easily. Looking back, always once a bearish divergence is getting formed, once a market is overbought, it is a very strong bearish divergence. It's a more clear and more bigger sign of a bearish divergence, so the market is more likely to have a more stronger reaction towards the downside. So looking at that and taking this in consideration what I'm saying, you can clearly see over here. Bitcoin over here formed a bearish divergence. And you know what is very funny? What you can see on the RSI, it was overbought while it was forming this bearish divergence, right? So the market was overbought and formed a bearish divergence. And exactly did the same here at the previous all-time high. It formed a bearish divergence at overbought territorium. So once a bearish divergence is getting formed at the overbought territorium, it has a stronger reaction towards the market. But also the other way around here. If Bitcoin creates a bullish divergence while the market is oversold, it tends to be a stronger reaction towards the upside. You can see over here, market forming a bullish divergence on the market while being oversold, stronger chain reaction. And what are we seeing right now on this market, guys? And yes, we have not seen that move yet here, but sometimes it can take a while before this chain reaction is really getting started. You can see right now, Bitcoin is forming a bullish divergence from oversold territorium. And I said it several times before, forming bullish or bearish divergence once a market is overbought or either oversold, it generally shows us stronger reactions towards this market. And that is why this is so important to look at right now. Yes, some people are getting diluted because Bitcoin is not moving up here. Oh, the past 7 days. Oh, Bitcoin in the past 6 days is not moving up. And that is true. It has not been moving up. But generally speaking, this is a clear bullish buy signal. I'm not saying that Bitcoin from this point. I mean, historically seeing, it has formed a newest low in the market. It has formed a new all-time high in the market as well. I am not saying from this region we're going to set all-time high because setting a new all-time high from here on is not very likely. I do be very honest with you guys out there. Yes, it can be happening, but there are some very other levels that we have to be breaking before talking about that, right? So what I am expecting right now, since seeing such kind of a bullish divergence, and Bitcoin can get manipulated or can move down a little bit on the imminent short term, but I don't really care because I'm zooming out. I'm looking at the daily time frame. I'm making up a good opinion on the market right now and a good risk to reward profile. You can see here, clearly, we are looking right now at this very strong previous resistance range, right? I am currently aiming for this region over here, 35 to 36K. I think a decade bounce is going to be likely for Bitcoin. And of course, many investors are probably maybe also anticipating this just like me, but also many of them are right away expecting a movement down to 22K. If Bitcoin is really going to come down further, we're first going to have a relief rally. Bitcoin is first going to have a relief rally before moving up, or before moving down further on from this point, in my opinion. And probably it will be the same for equity marks. Equity marks are falling down a little bit here once again today. But personally, I think it is still due to have a bounce here on this market. Also, do note that the daily time frame on the S&P, and look at how I'm talking, I'm sorry for that. The daily time frame for the S&P 500 is also forming a bullish divergence right now on this market. Not while it is oversold, but it is definitely very interesting to take in consideration. Also looking at the 10-year yield bond, guys, this is pretty interesting. This is showing about how Bitcoin is going to develop itself here. Let me look at the 1 year. No, the monthly chart, or is it let me look at the 12-month. Yeah, I think it's the 12-month. No, it's the 1 month. Let me look at the 1 month for this chart. Or is it the different one? Let me see. Oh wait, I know it already. So this is the 10-year yield bond, and of course, if the 10-year yields come down, it basically generally shows us Bitcoin is going to be moving, not Bitcoin necessarily, but markets are in general going to be moving up, because if money flows, like there is a lot of money in circulation right now, but it flows in 10-year yield bonds, right? If it starts stopping flowing in towards these 10-year yield bonds, and if the 10-year yield bonds comes down here, and basically the confidence for the coming 10 years is going to come up again, it's going to result in probably hype, and of course also a rise in equity markets. And look at this. This is the 10-year yield bond, and it has been trading in a downtrend for a very long time here. You can clearly see it has been trading in a downtrend ever since 1888. And also do know it has never set a higher high before on the market. So we'll do it once again. We'll do it right now. So far it hasn't. So far it's still moving down. Pretty interesting to see here. The 10-year yield still coming down. Also due to the 10-year yield coming down. Guys, it's pretty interesting. The market is today coming down here. DXY also still weakening, guys. This is the dollar index. It's weakening right now here. Pretty interesting to take in consideration. Dollar index is weakening right now here, and what we do know, if we're going to compare the dollar index towards Bitcoin, this is the dollar index chart, and we're going to be overlaying it with the Bitcoin chart. And let me make the Bitcoin chart, set it on logarithmic scale, and let me give it a different line here. Let me make it an area. I just like the area a little bit more with these colors. You can clearly see, always historically speaking, once the dollar index is peaking, it has been a good buying opportunity for Bitcoin. Once the dollar index is low, it has been a top signal for Bitcoin. Dollar index being high, good buy signal for Bitcoin. Just the exact same once again, over and over and over again. I've been saying this several times before. Wake up. Don't fall asleep right now. This is the time to be paying attention, of course. So that is pretty interesting to be looking at right here. Also, another thing to point out right now here, and guys, I'm keeping my eyes wide open about what Bitcoin is currently doing, right? So let me open this 4-hourly chart, because people in the chat are saying it right now to me. I am still looking at this 4-hourly chart right now for Bitcoin, and this monthly level of support as well. So I will definitely keep you guys up to date if we're going to be breaking below it. So far, we're still holding up the support line here towards the upside on the 4-hourly time frame, and Bitcoin could be potentially, of course, it's not really creating any divergence, but it could be potentially still bounced from off this region. So make sure to stay put here. Pretty interesting to look at right now here. Shorting in a downtrend is too risky. Interest. I mean, I'm not saying it's too risky. I'm actually saying it is risky, because shorting in a downtrend, of course, go with the trend. Definitely the thing to do so right now. But my whole point that I'm trying to be making over here is that Bitcoin is already at the max pain levels. Bitcoin is already got the mass liquidation. Bitcoin already is at the highest point of fear. Bitcoin is basically, everything is lining up together to making it a little bit more riskier to short right now. I'm not saying that longing is low risk right here, but definitely trading in this market right here where it is very uncertain where we're heading towards, because look at how uncertain the stock market also is reacting right now. There's a very uncertain period in the market. And of course, we can see right now also altcoins are taking a very massive hit here once again, since Bitcoin is falling down. And that is a thing I love to see, actually. That's an absolutely lovely thing I love to see. But let me go further in towards the next chat I want to be talking about here on Bitcoin. Because also look at this, guys. If I'm going to invert this chart here, and this is really a thing I do like to be talking about here. You can clearly see Bitcoin, of course, in an exponential rally towards the upside, and I've been predicting this. We were just talking about this other chart, right? And I will be opening another trading view site so I can show you guys what I want to be discussing right now. So I want to be discussing this previous market high on the market for Bitcoin, right? We formed a bearish divergence over here on the top side. Bitcoin came down due to that, right? Bitcoin formed a lot of weakness, but look at this chart. And of course, you can see Bitcoin formed an exponential rally towards the upside. And look at this chart. This is basically similar moves for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been forming that low in this case because it's an inverted chart. It has been having that run up here. I will be just called like that. It formed this blow off top phase. And right now it's going to go for another leg up here. You know what it's going to do? It's going to cause a massive divergence across the market. I have been expecting I have been predicting, I have been saying it in my chat, I've been talking about it almost every single stream right now, and let me see if I can get the right picture in front of the screen, what I'm currently aiming for right now, right? Let me get it into our screen, let me see, I think I tweeted about it somewhat, I did tweet about it, so let me go to my Twitter, and whoa, this is very much zoomed in here. I think I yesterday tweeted about it, about what I think about it, and of course I've been already talking, yeah, here. This is basically what I'm talking about. I'm personally thinking that Bitcoin is going to be doing similar things here. Just like back in October, Bitcoin is first going to form another peak, or in this case, it's not a peak, it's going to be another low in the market. It has been going sideways for a while here. It's losing strength. It's losing sell pressure in this case. It's going to form another lower low. And you know what's going to do on that point? It's going to form a massive bullish divergence in this case. So let me invert the chart once again here so I can just talk about it regularly. If Bitcoin is going to come down from this case over here, and Bitcoin is going to form that lower low in the market, just like this, it's going to form one of the most craziest bullish divergence I've ever seen in this market. Momentum is currently shifting. I am not saying Bitcoin can't fall. I'm not saying that, not at all. Don't get me wrong. It is very likely to come down a little bit more. And if it comes down here, I'm not going to short it. That's why I told you, let me explain my strategy, what I'm going to do here right now. If Bitcoin holds up this level, it's all fine. We're going to just move further, and we're going to just witness if we could potentially get that breakout towards the upside. But in case, and that's the most important part I'm trying to be pointing out, we're breaking down, I'm not going to trade it all the way towards its target. I am going to trade it all the way down towards the weekly level support, the 26.2K, and that is going to be my mass entry target. The 26.2K, the weekly target for Bitcoin, that could be, of course, an approximately 22% trade towards the upside. I will be taking this like this. Bam. I'm just showing it you right now. I am going to be looking for a long position in case Bitcoin breaks down here on the 26.2K, the weekly level of Bitcoin support. And like we can see, last time around, we fell down. Massive volume came in. What is this volume all about? Guys, let me quickly explain this. This volume is all about, first of all, a massive amount of people are in fear. They're selling off. And you know why I know people are in fear? Because I can see it from on-chain data. I can see that the realized loss has been spiking, not so hard for very well, and they were realizing a loss of an approximately 3.3 billion US dollars a day. And if I'm going to zoom out once again here, and if I'm going to be putting, let's say, the 7-day moving average, or you don't even have to do that, but you can clearly see on this chart right here, once the realized loss is spiking across the market, it tends to be close to a bottom, not necessarily a bottom, but close to a bottom, or either the bottom is already in, right? So that is a thing I want to be pointing out right here. That event already happened. The massive liquidation, the massive retail shakeout already happened across the market. And that is why if we're going to come down, I don't think we're going to necessarily reach that price target. I think we're going to do that same structure like I pointed out here on my Twitter. We're going to form that lower low in the market, and in this case this chart is inverted. If we're going to form that lower low, I personally think we're going to form that same peak like October, right? That same reversal signal. We are extremely oversold. We're going to create a bullish divergence from oversold territory. And of course, yeah, we could be also not create a bullish divergence if Bitcoin comes down right away, bam, to 24K. But I don't really think that's likely to happen because there are many limit or the step up on this lower range. And compared to the ask we have on the top side, the bits that we have on the top side, it is not that much, right? So Bitcoin is looking strong from this point, and yes, Bitcoin is also looking strong if it comes down towards 26.2K, because that is going to be the region I will be looking at. And of course, the reason why I'm trying to be pointing at this level, because you could be then trade the market up 23%, and that is of course the risk to reward is going to be very much worth it in my opinion from that case. Of course, this is for a trade I will be taking. If anyone is interested in trading, make sure to check out Bybit here in the link in the description. And of course, guys, if you're interested in any trading platform, I'm also definitely suggesting to check out Prime XPT. Prime XPT is currently offering you a $7,000 deposit bonus. But currently, what I'm doing here is that I'm mainly accumulating my altcoins and my Bitcoin on Bybit. I can buy it with fiat, I can buy it with my other cryptos, I can convert it over here towards other cryptos. So I'm accumulating, and the coins that many people have been asking me, and I've been discussing it every single day. And of course, in probably a few years, or maybe in a year from now on, or maybe in 6 months from now on, I will be shilling them, because I am buying a very small set of altcoins. I'm very careful with altcoins right now, because I do think that it is like it's hard to call what altcoin you want to be buying right now. So you should be very careful with what you actually buy today, right? So what I'm buying is just a certain amount of picks, right? I'm buying Ethereum as an altcoin. I think it's good. I'm buying BNB because it got high cash flows. I'm buying FTX because it got high cash flows. I'm buying Celsius because it also has high cash flows. And I'm buying Chainlink because I like to be diversifying, because Chainlink is basically a lot of other cryptocurrencies involved in it. And yeah, many altcoins are using Chainlink or Oracle network. So that's why I do like them. So those are my picks for altcoins. Many people always talk about it. I'm very careful with altcoins right now. Of course, I've been clearly monitoring the altcoin breakdown here across the market, because if we're looking at altcoins, and this is my altcoin chart guide, my altcoin dominance chart, you can clearly see altcoin dominance has been breaking an approximately 1500-day uptrend, and this 1500-day uptrend currently has got a price target on that 45%, 48% region here for the altcoin dominance. So that is definitely a thing to take in consideration. I personally think altcoins are just going to have a little bit of a harder time right now. And if we're going to look at the index, altcoin season index, it is currently clearly Bitcoin season. We can see it. It's Bitcoin season. So what should we do? We should focus on Bitcoin. We should not focus really much on altcoins. And if we're going to get the signal that altcoin season is here, we are going to scale into altcoins. And right now, just the risk is particularly high on accumulating many of them, right? So, sir, we are going to the moon. I mean, the moon is inevitable. It's just only a matter of time, right? I definitely am a long-term bull on Bitcoin. I'm definitely a macro bull on Bitcoin, and I'm definitely for the coming year. I still think that Q3 and Q4 is going to be a bullish ending for the year, and many professional analysts on the classic and equity markets are predicting that as well. A good end of the year. Why? Is because right now what Jerome Powell is doing at the Federal Reserve, he's hiking interest rates. Why? Is because he wants to be slowing down the economy, right? Why is he doing so? Because if he slows down everything, the inflation is going to come down. And currently, in the beginning, the first 3 months, we were seeing demand staying very high while inflation peaked also, right? Right now, we saw that inflation peak coming, but demand is really coming down here. Consumers are really, limiting their spending. And of course, they can also spend less. And that is... It sounds very bad, because you're going to kick basically the system in a recession, and that is also going to be happening. We're probably going to have a recession in towards 2023, maybe 2024 late, beginning 2024, probably in 2023 we're going to see the real recession. But demand is slowing down right now, and because the demand is slowing down, the interest rates maybe don't have to be so hard anymore. And also the predictions in terms of where we're going to stand in December with our interest rates. The predictions, first of all, in the beginning of this year was 400, 500, and right now it's 350, 300. So they're coming down very, very slowly. The demand is coming down, and that is why maybe Jerome Powell could be, of course, a little bit less hawkish, and that could be, of course, helping with equity markets driving a little bit higher, because there has been an extreme big fear in this market. So Link is indeed undervalued, and that's exactly what I think as well. If I just look at the Link chart, I can see just many opportunities occur over here, right? So on the weekly time frame, we of course undone a lot of our hard work we did in the beginning of the year, but more importantly, there wasn't the logarithmic scale, of course. Looking at the daily time frame, right, we can of course first of all also look at a major consolidation phase, right? We are looking at the major multi-year potential falling wedge, multi-day, multi-month, I should say, falling wedge pattern on Chainlink. Pretty interesting to see that. Also on that weekly time frame, we can clearly see right now Chainlink is coming down towards levels not seen all the way back in July 2020. For me, it seems pretty obvious. I bought my first Chainlink myself on $2.50, $2.40. Seeing Chainlink trading on $6.70 right now, it just makes it extremely attractive for me, because the first time I bought Chainlink was all the way back here in 2020, 2019. And that is, of course, making it for me so exciting to once again have this opportunity to accumulate some Chainlink on these lower prices. And of course, also for many people and for myself as well, because yes, I was in the 2017, 2018 cycle. I learned a lot from it, but this cycle again, I learned a lot of new stuff about Bitcoin. I learned a lot of new stuff about trading altcoins even more. So this is definitely going to be also a learning curve for everyone, and that is why we should be very picky with the altcoins we pick right now here, and that is why I'm only buying a very certain amount of altcoins. And that's also the main thing I learned from all the way back 2018-19. Altcoins are just going to bleed. Maybe it doesn't look like they are going to do another minus 90%, but they can literally do another minus 90%. And that is the big thing I learned from it, and that's why I'm being very careful with what altcoins I buy right now. And That is also what we can really see from the retail sentiment. And look at just over the past 8 weeks, we've been coming down 63%. That is a massive sell-off, and right now we'll be benefiting from it. Well, Bitcoin is even coming down further, guys. Pretty interesting to see this right now. Bitcoin falling towards pretty low points here, and I want to quickly address this because right now we're looking at a very important support level for Bitcoin to hold on. And look at this. This was the previous low in the market yesterday, where we did form that inverse head and shoulders from up, like you can see over here. We're right now retesting it again here. And let me check up on how the S&P 500 is currently performing, because it's probably dragging Bitcoin down massively, right? Yeah, it sure is currently dragging down Bitcoin massively. So let me place Bitcoin also on that 15-minute time frame here on the right side, so we can really compare these assets to each other. So on the right side, we are seeing Bitcoin. On the left side, we're seeing the S&P 500. Yeah, Bitcoin is definitely taking a little bit of a bigger hit right now here, but it is definitely the S&P that's driving it right here. So yeah, let's see what is going to be developed here in the coming hours for this market. But this is definitely not looking strong, and Bitcoin is not really opting for a bounce anytime soon, it looks like. It is about to go ahead in towards oversold territory on the 1 hour time frame. Pretty interesting, and of course it's in demand zones once again. And early today I also addressed out to you guys out there, this could be an opportunity to do some very interesting trading, guys, because look at this. This is actually the range to be longing again, because earlier today, I pointed it out in my stream, guys. This is, of course, a region where we could just do some very funny trading on. We could just, of course, short the top side. Oh, sorry, I'm taking the wrong levels. We could just short the top side, like you can see over here. Short the top side, short the top side, short the top side, and of course, long the lower side. That has been basically the trend all way around here. And of course, the trend could be changing as soon as we do break below the support, or as soon as we do break above that resistance, of course. That will be making it all different. Let me see. Yeah, financial markets are definitely screwed over. And yeah, they are falling massively. Look at the S&P falling 38.31. Professional analysts are expecting right now that the S&P 500 is going to come down towards an approximately region of 3,500 points. And why they're talking about 3,500 points for the S&P 500 is basically mainly due to this pattern over here. And look at this perfect rejection, actually, what we got here. This looks actually pretty interesting to see on this market, right? So we formed a larger time frame. Head and shoulders, we formed the left shoulder on the left side. We're forming the head on the top side here and the right shoulder here. And of course, we saw the break of the neckline. We broke. My face is my face is not in front of it. And you can see we broke the neckline. We broke below it. We got rejected. And of course, the price target of such kind of such kind of a head and shoulders pattern. And of course, in head and shoulders pattern, especially in equity markets, are just so significant. They just play out so beautifully always. And the target is 3,500. And actually, 3,500 will be, of course, a pretty remarkable low here. 3,500. Basically, I don't really think 3,500 is going to be low. I think a little bit above it will be making a lot of sense for the S&P 500 to be bottoming out. But yeah, you can see that is basically levels after the pandemic, pre-pandemic levels. That is, of course, a significant drop here. And of course, in the end of the day, if we're going to come down towards pre-pandemic levels, guys, do take in consideration that means that approximately, let me see, approximately 3 years of growth gone away in the markets. And once 3 years of growth disappears, it's always going to come back here, and probably this will be getting followed up by an even more significant rally, because if we're going to zoom out at the S&P, right, the corrections are getting more stronger. The corrections are getting more stronger, but the rallies also. Correction more stronger, the stronger the rally. So the stronger the correction, the stronger the rally after. That is also a thing here, guys. The more blood in the street, the bigger the opportunity for the investor. That is definitely the point I'm trying to be making. But the S&P can indeed have an even harder fall towards the downside. And if we're talking about that even harder fall here, we could be, of course, looking at the 3,500 level. And right now, we are coming down towards also pretty important levels to hold on towards that 38.55. I would like to see a bottom over there getting formed, but so far it doesn't look like we are even close towards the bottom. And also, guys, do know it. We are forming record highs in terms of volatility across the S&P 500. We are forming ±2% or +2 or 3% a day. And that is, of course, volatility records we're setting right now across this market, because usually the S&P only moves about a few percent towards the upside or downside. Here also, look at this. We formed a 2.6% candle towards the upside. That's pretty rare for this market. So yeah, it looks to be that the biggest move of today already happened. We're probably not going to get an even more further downfall here. I'm expecting that would not make a lot of sense here. But look at the 15-minute and how oversold it currently is here. So if we're going to get a bounce, we have to be seeing it right now, of course. Also, do take in consideration 1 hour. We are not confirming a bullish divergence or whatsoever, but we are potentially forming one here while we are forming a lower low on the price section and a higher low on that RSI time frame, right, on the S&P 500. And that could be, of course, have some positivity on the market. That could spell some positivity across the markets. Also, at the same time, guys, I will be definitely want to be asking you guys one question. Can you slap up the like button? It will be highly appreciated. Smashing up the like button, only taking a few seconds over time, and of course you would absolutely mean the world to me. And more importantly, it's free. And of course, in these more tougher times where it's very quiet out there, because yeah, I don't really see a lot of new subscribers coming towards the channel. I don't really see a lot of likes coming. I mean, I do see quite a lot of likes. I think it's not all too bad here. Like 300-400 likes a video is not bad. But guys, will be highly appreciated if you can smash up the like button. If you haven't already, make sure to go below the video and smash it up right now. Okay, I got to go. Have a nice day, guys. I mean, absolutely enjoy your day. Hopefully, you're going to have a nice day here. Sucks that the market correlates with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just a tech stock too. True. And if we're going to look at tech stocks, they are suffering right now. That is the whole point about the stock market. The most stronger, I mean, the stocks that are really falling the hardest are definitely the tech stocks, and that is of course a thing that's pretty unfortunate. Look at Apple. Of course, Apple's holding up pretty well actually if I do compare it to other assets. I mean, I'm just kidding. It's 26% down here. It's quite a lot here, but yeah, it's really affecting its growth massively. And Apple's all the way down towards June 2021. So that is pretty bad if you would ask me here. Pretty long time back. Look at Tesla, even a harder correction. Tesla's down 35% if I say it correctly. 50% from its all-time high, and of course the last time it set all-time high is already a while back. So yeah, Tesla not doing all too great here. Massive correction. But I do think that tech stocks could be potentially, of course, a good buy here. Also looking at Meta falling very massively, guys. These are definitely the stocks of the future. And look at how big of a hit it already took, guys. This is going to be definitely a stock to be looking to be accumulating in the near future. Look at this uptrend also getting formed still. Could be, of course, a potential short-term bounce from here on for Meta. And that could be, of course, also a very good buying opportunity if you would ask me. So yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah, the markets are just so attached to each other. It's absolutely insane. Okay. Great. Yeah, absolutely insane, right? So yeah, looking at Bitcoin once again bouncing from that lower region, guys. We're still bouncing and bounce trading basically in this region. Last time there was no correlation at all, and that's true, and that's pretty funny to see that actually it really started. And let me make a bigger chart, guys, to talk about how highly we are right now moving with each other, right? So let me remove this, just bomb like this, beam. Let me place this chart in a logarithmic time scale for Bitcoin, and let me place on the S&P 500, and let me place Bitcoin in an area like this. Let me place them both. Let me make this chart a little bit more cleaner for you guys out there. So we've got the Bitcoin chart in orange, and we've got the let me make this blue line area. Boom, 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 boom. So this is the Bitcoin chart in orange. I mean, it's not really that orange. It is pretty orange. So we've got the Bitcoin chart in the orange. Blue, we've got the S&P 500. So zooming out, we see both charts, right? And basically what we can argue about is that the S&P 500 has always been in a bull market if we approach like this for the period Bitcoin has been alive. Because Bitcoin started, guys, if you don't remember, back in 2009, once we did have the financial crisis, and Satoshi Nakamoto found it very impressive what was going on in the current financial system, and that is why he invented Bitcoin, and that's why Bitcoin got released. So in hindsight, Bitcoin never been in a bear market if we're going to be approaching it like that. So how Bitcoin will be exactly reacting towards this? We don't know. We actually don't know here. Many people are expecting it's going to hold up pretty well. And since we're having a lot of these ETFs getting approved, it could be doing a little bit worse, you know. It could be doing a little bit worse. Let me see. It could be a little bit worse due to that. So that is going to be important to look at. Will this bear market really cause Bitcoin to fall down to levels we are not expecting? Will this bear market across the S&P 500 really cause Bitcoin to come down towards its previous all-time high? We don't know. But if we're really going to compare Bitcoin towards the S&P 500, look at how steeply correcting the S&P is right now compared to Bitcoin. It's really, in hindsight, not all too bad, right? It's not all too bad. Of course, percentage-wise, it is. But in hindsight, it's not all too bad in terms of the correction phase on how steep the correction is going compared to each other. Bitcoin is indeed a little bit more volatile, but if the markets go back in the bull market, Bitcoin also performs better. So it makes sense that Bitcoin is correcting also hard right now, right? So yeah, what is going to be happening in the bear market? We actually don't know. That's the big answer. I mean, I would love to say I know it, but I just don't. And that's the whole interesting part about it. Look also at how quickly everything recovered. Of course, the S&P 500 recovered a little bit slower than Bitcoin in terms of the pandemic crash here. Bitcoin, of course, came up already on the 3rd of May from a pandemic low, and the S&P 500 came up on August. So it took the S&P approximately 3 months longer to recover from the pandemic crash here, and will take once again 3 months longer before you're really recovering from this crash. That's going to be the question, right? So pretty interesting what we're seeing right here on the market. Of course, on the recent days, Bitcoin has indeed taken that little bit of the more harder hit, right, on this market. Bitcoin has been taking a harder hit in terms of the percentages, but you can clearly see on the last leg, Bitcoin is holding up pretty well, right? So I personally have been making my thoughts already up here. This movement towards the downside was a stealth movement towards the downside, but I have been expecting that if literally Luna Guard Foundation was not around on this region over here, because that is definitely the reason why we had this correction, because if we're going to look at the Luna Foundation Guard here, they dropped, and of course they also told us they dropped 80,000 Bitcoins on the market. They dropped 80,000 Bitcoins. And guys, if you don't know, Bitcoin has got currently a maximum supply of 21 million. It has approximately 4 million lost. Currently 90 million is mined. So there are 15 million Bitcoins in circulation actively right now, and they just dropped, bam, approximately 80,000 on the market, and that is just having a massive effect on the market. So that has also caused this massive correction towards the downside on the market right there. Right now, in this case, Bitcoin, of course, the Luna Foundation Guard don't have any Bitcoin left anymore to drop on the market, so that's definitely a very positive thing. And you can see that Bitcoin is holding up pretty well against the S&P, and yesterday also, we were outperforming the S&P massively. So that is just also a thing to take in consideration right now. Look at this. S&P formed a low in the market. It peaked a little bit here. Bitcoin spiked up like crazy. And Bitcoin fell down right now towards the levels of yesterday. But the S&P is already lower than its levels than yesterday. So yeah, Bitcoin is holding up better against the S&P right now here. And that is important compared to yesterday. Of course, today it's taking a bigger hit because it's 4.6% down and the S&P only 2.5%. But yesterday it moved also up 7%. So that the S&P moved up yesterday only 0.4 or 0.5%. So Bitcoin is actually doing a pretty good job right here. And that is, of course, a part I love about Bitcoin right now. That is definitely a very interesting thing to see on the market unfold right here. Also, guys, pretty interesting. We're right now only having only 500 viewers live watching right now. You know what's funny? All the way back in the February movement towards the upside, Bitcoin exponentially increasing towards the upside, 8,000 viewers live. You guys, every single one who's watching, who searched up on YouTube, doing their own research or whatsoever, you are an absolutely legend. Why? It's because you're investing in times where people don't like to invest their time in crypto. And that is why you're probably going to be making it, in my opinion. That is why only a few of crypto investors do make it across the space. And I think personally the people that are investing their time right now in the market are definitely going to be pretty much successful across the space here. So congratulations what you're currently doing here, that you're investing your time in crypto. I think you're doing an absolutely amazing job to invest your time in crypto right here. So let me also quickly do a tweet, guys. I am also a very active tweeter. If you don't follow me already on Twitter, make sure to do so. It is @RoverCRC. You can see it over here. And I like to tweet almost every single hour, and that's why I'm tweeting. Once again, Bitcoin still holding up this support, the symmetrical triangle. So let me post this real quickly to you guys out there. I think you guys definitely deserve also to tweet. So make sure to follow me on Twitter if you want to be staying up to date about all the market developments in real time as well. I think that's definitely worth it. Hey, Rover, have you heard about the Mt. Gox payouts? Let me quickly search it up. Have not heard about it. I also see no active news, no recent news. So let me know more about it. Tell me a little bit more about it. Blockchain, pretty cool name. Benny Crypto, yeah, Crypto is doing the most videos. I mean, guys, you know, I just also very fun thing here. I just finally bought my own apartment. I will be moving in on the 4th of June, and that is pretty cool because then I will be even making more videos because I just have even more time and I even have more things to do. So yeah, definitely, I love to do this. When are we going to see up here? It really depends when the stock market is going to be finally turn up again as well. And we're not seeing downside right now here. We're still holding up the support. So first going to focus on if we're going to hold this support line. If we don't, we're going to be losing, of course, more ground towards the downside. Let me see. Tell me more about the Mt. Gox situation because I'm very interested about that. I don't really see any information over here, and also quickly checking on CNBC, guys, if we do see something interesting. Stocks fell in the bear market Friday. S&P now off 20% of its record high. That's pretty interesting. Are you still in Dubai? No, I'm going to be moving to Dubai. I'm not seeing anything right here. I finally got my own apartment in Dubai, so that's pretty cool. In a very cool place also. That's pretty cool. I currently... Tell me more about it. I don't see anything on Google about the Mt. Gox payout. I mean, if you're talking about the old news. Have you heard about Band Protocol? Of course I did. SR90 coaching. Welcome back to the stream. Absolutely amazing you're here again. I do remember your name, guys. I do remember a lot of you guys, their names that have been jumping on the channel several times before. No, I don't see anything about Mt. Gox in the last 24 hours, so I don't really think there's actively some active news. Everyone's moved to Dubai. I actually have been living in Dubai for already the past year, so that's pretty interesting. Only right now I finally got my own apartment. So, why does everyone move to Dubai when they get the Bitcoin? No. I just like the place, actually, and it just have a lot of benefits for me right there, so that's why I'm moving. And of course also for content-wise, because I've got a lot of things planned. I'm also planning a lot of improvements on content and just more uploads, and I will be just more focused on making more content for you guys out there because yeah, I've got a lot of ambitions. I mean, I'm just very motivated in these periods where the market is down here. Of course, I just like to grow audience. I just think that's maybe the right thing to say. I just love making content. I just love talking about everything, and that is why I make this content also every single day. I mean, my camera is my best friend. Tax-free trading. I mean, in the Netherlands is also tax-free, so that's no problem. Hey Rover, you think it's safe to long Ethereum from 1980? So let me check over Ethereum right now. We have not talked about Ethereum. I think Ethereum definitely also deserves discussion right now. So Ethereum trading below $2,000 level to look at. Right away, going to say it. It's going to be two levels we're going to look at. It's going to be 1933. And I will be right away mark this as a weekly support level. This is the weekly level. I will be marking two levels because this is really an important way of taking advantage from the market. Two levels right now to really mainly look at, in my opinion. I mean, there's several levels to look at, and these are the levels in my opinion. So let me zoom in a little bit for early time frame. You can see clearly these levels as well, the weekly levels, providing very strong support. I think 1918 is not necessarily the level to look for long at. Currently, the level that we're currently trading on could be providing that bounce, right? Because I like to do long markets from that weekly support level, right? That weekly support tends to be providing very strong bounces. Right now, since we're testing it for the third time, could be potential breakdown from here coming, right? But we could also bounce from here on. Wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. You just also, if you want to be trading Ethereum, you should also look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is right now still trading at support, but it could be potential breakdown here. So what will I say? I think the risk is very high on taking a position over here, to open a position over here. However, you could be setting up some other positions on Ethereum if the market is going to fall. But I don't really want to be pointing out, I don't really like trading Ethereum right now. If you're going to trade the market, please stick it with Bitcoin. I think it's better. I think it's definitely better to stick with Bitcoin right here because Bitcoin is really moving the market. And look also what kind of a bearish bias pattern Ethereum currently is creating. It's creating a very typical bearish bias pattern since Ethereum is right now creating a very significant descending triangle. It's creating a descending triangle. This is a typical bearish bias pattern, and could be, of course, have another continuation towards the downside, right? So be careful with longing Ethereum right here. It's not like a pattern I would like to long. That's my opinion. It's not a pattern I would like to long, so please be careful with that one. I should definitely remain very cautious. And more looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin could be potentially go for a breakdown right here, and then I will be looking to long Bitcoin on 26.2k. I don't really want to be longing Bitcoin on a breakdown, right? So be careful. And if you really want to be trading right now, I should definitely look more at Ethereum. I'm currently also only trading Bitcoin already for the past 3 months. I've been only looking at Bitcoin basically. Thanks for the stream. I have to go, unfortunately. SR9 coaching. Hopefully you're having an absolutely amazing day and enjoy your day. BTC will crush to the upside. BTC. I will crush to the down. Okay. Alrighty. What is a good alt for long-term? Long-term altcoins are definitely the altcoins with cash flow, high cash flows. And once I'm saying that, I'm meaning FTX, I mean Binance Coin, I mean Celsius. Those are the 3 big coins to look at right now. I'm in short position since 30k. Should I take profits or wait? Maybe just what you could do, what I think is smart, is always to put your stop loss against your entry first of all, so you're basically having no risk at all. Bitcoin isn't on the verge of a breakdown, so there could be a potential more downside coming. And to look at some take profits, I will be personally look if I was in your position to take some profits on 26.2k. Maybe closing out. Maybe you can close right now 10% of your trade, right? You close 10% of your trade right here. You put your stop loss at entry, so you will be having 0 risk on riding this trade towards the downside, and you're going to see where it's going to end. You locked in your profits, and you're just going to ride it. That's the best way to go. Yeah, for sure. I'm shorting to 1700. I mean, yeah, Ethereum could fall very nasty towards the downside. 1687 is going to be also a very strong support level, right? Also, if we do fail to hold on this level, right away 1848 looking for that. If we fail to hold on towards that level, we're going to look at 1687. So yeah, we're still waiting for that massive market bounce, right? But if the market bounce comes, it will become quick. How low do you think Ethereum can go in the bear market? I mean, the point is, Ethereum is about to roll out their update. The 8th of June, so in approximately 18 days from now on, guys, they're going to do their merge update on a test network. And that will be, of course, help Ethereum to come closer towards Ethereum 2.0 and, of course, towards the merge update for the mainnet. Merge update for the mainnet is about to get locked in here probably for August. So what I'm expecting is that in August, the Ethereum price action is probably going to trade higher than we're right now. What are going to be the developments between now and August? Could be quite a lot, because August is still quite far away. It's 3 months from now on. Everything could happen. So, yeah, definitely a lot of stuff is about to go down. How low can Ethereum go here before it hitting August? It could be potentially have a new previous all-time high retest. Of course, once we're looking at the previous all-time high, we're looking at this, 1200, 1300. I'm not really expecting that Ethereum can go lower than that here. If it does decide to go below its previous all-time high, you once again it can clearly show you altcoins are indeed potentially more profitable if you're going to catch that run up towards the upside, but also towards the downside, you will be just taking a little bit of a bigger hit here. So that is important to take in consideration. But my main targets where the lowest points it potentially could go towards is definitely going to be that 1300 level for Ethereum. How long before bull market starts again? It really depends, because there have been several bear markets in the past that only last for 30 days or for 40 days or even for 90 days. So it really depends on what the Federal Reserve is going to be doing here. Will the 10-year yields really come down from now on? So it could start tomorrow for sure, but the chance is not very likely that's going to start tomorrow. So yeah, we just have to wait a little bit here, have to see how it reacts. And of course, also what I'm really waiting for is to see how this bounce is going to come for Bitcoin, because guys, I mean, we're clearly in a bear market right now for Bitcoin. That is definitely a fact here. And the thing that I want to be looking for is this bounce towards the upside, right? If Bitcoin gets this bounce towards the upside to 37,000 US dollars, will we come down again from up that point? Or instead, will we be breaking above, retest that support, and move further on? If we do this scenario on the top side, right? If we go for the bullish scenario, there could be, of course, a run up, and Bitcoin can still see very high levels between 60 to 70k near the end of the year, in my opinion. But in case Bitcoin is going to get that bounce here right now, and it is going to get rejected and forms another lower high and forms another lower low afterwards, it could take very long before Bitcoin is doing anything interesting from up that point. So yeah, For me, it's very hard to say what we're currently expecting from the market. We just have to wait to see how it's going to be playing out. Will Bitcoin go for that another lower low here? But actually, guys, while many people don't really like this market, I'm personally enjoying it so much here because, guys, you know, I can tell you, I'm doing one thing, and that is stacking more Satoshis like crazy. Like very crazy right now. This is really the time to be stacking on your Satoshis, because once the run up comes here and Bitcoin inevitably will be hitting 100k here, will it be next year or will it be this year, we're going to hit it. And guys, while the inflation is very high, and maybe it seems very bad for stocks that inflation is very high, you have to know one thing. Due to high inflation, prices are going to rise. Due to the rise of prices, the ask for money will increase. And if the ask for money increases, guys, the money creation increases. So there's still a massive amount of money creation happening right now in the market. So am I necessarily that bearish on Bitcoin? No, because there's still more and more money getting injected in the system. And due to that, of course, you maybe was very used to going to the coffee store and you are buying your coffee for $1. It is definitely going to change, and it's not going to come back towards $1 because everything in the world will be more expensive. Everything. After they cool down the inflation, everything will be more expensive. They will be having a higher base price. And due to that, the rise of Bitcoin is inevitable. And that is why investing in equities is always a very good thing. That is always a good thing. Historically speaking, always. Because that's how it works in a monetary policy. But you know what's also very funny? In these periods where you have more opportunities, right now you clearly have more opportunities in the market. You are at the side where many people don't like to accumulate. Well, it is one of the more better. Popcorn is 11 USDT. I mean, maybe it's 1,000 USD, but yeah, indeed, it's going to be more expensive indeed. But yeah, really looking at the fear and greed index, guys, it has been a clear reading all time along. Once the fear is high in the market, with heavy market corrections also, yeah, maybe generally speaking, it's not directly the best opportunity. It's maybe directly not the bottom on the market, but it has been historically a good buy range for a forecast for the coming months ahead of yourself. So yeah, make sure to do your own research. But these times where everything is uncertain, where there is blood in the street, there is of course a higher opportunity. Ethereum looks good long. Let's see what is going to be happening from here on. And guys, where I'm currently really accumulating my Bitcoins at is on Switchberg and on Bybit. And of course, the thing that I like about Switchberg, guys, is for everyone who lives in Europe, who lives in Europe, let me know. But Switchberg is definitely the exchange to look for accumulating your Bitcoins at. Why? Is because with Switchberg, first of all, it's a very good app, very good company, approved everywhere, got a lot of available things to be buying. More importantly, you can gain, of course, interest. You can get like maybe at your bank, you will be getting minus 0.2% interest, but here on Switchberg, you will be getting 4.3% interest on your Ethereum. You're maybe asking, okay, how do they get 4.3% interest on my Ethereum? It's because they are staking Ethereum for you. Basically, all the platform Ethereum are getting staked, and for the stake rewards, they're getting like 6%, so the company make a little bit of revenue. Yeah, it's pretty interesting to check out Switchberg. Also, if you sign up with Switchberg in the link description, you will be getting either a bonus between $1 and $100 if you deposit $50 or more, and that's pretty cool because I literally got an $80 deposit bonus by depositing €50. So pretty cool. You can check that out here. You can find the link in the description. Switchberg is definitely one of my more favorite exchanges also to use. Pretty cool. To be honest, fear and greed chart is pretty accurate, and I mean it's pretty simple, right? You have to have one very key skill, guys. There's one key skill what comes to fear and greed index. There's one skill you really need for this chart to read it, and I will be revealing it right now for you guys out there. And it is really only one thing. It's patience, guys. It's patience. If you can be patient, you will be a good trader or a good buyer or a good person in the market. If you're going to only base all your trades off the fear and greed index, if you're going to be basing it from the fear and greed index, and if you're going to just stay very calm and very patient, you will be right. You will be right. Luna was 190. Oh man, guys, don't talk about Luna because the Luna crashed like very hard, guys. So that's pretty terrible. Pretty terrible for everyone who did hold Luna out there. So yeah, I feel sorry for you guys out there who were holding Luna, but yeah, I mean, patience is the last thing you need for the Fear and Greed Index, and iQuick is definitely confirming that over there in the chat. Anyways, guys, it was absolutely a lovely stream here. We've been live for another hour. If there's going to be any more interesting development across the market, I will be jumping back live for you guys out there. But like we can see right now in the market, everything is slowing down a little bit here. Everything is slowing down. The markets are slowing down. Equity markets are slowing down, of course, like we have been expecting. The major pain today already happened, so I don't really expect not much more. Of course, we are on the verge of breaking down for Bitcoin. Could be taking another 3 hours till we're going to confirm it. So guys, make sure to follow me on Twitter to stay up to date about more of these updates here on the market. My Twitter handle is @RoverCRC, better known as Crypto Rover. You can check it out over there. Follow me for sure. I do also a lot of giveaways, guys. Maybe in the future, we'll be doing another giveaway on my channel over here. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're interested in even more crypto giveaways, and if you're just interested in more crypto content in general, and especially these live streams, because I'm going to do daily live streams. I will be quitting 4 days of daily live stream in the end of May, but then I will be starting to do it every single day again, because I'm a little bit busy near the end of this month for some very cool things I'm working on. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching towards this amazing new update video here on the channel, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye. And don't forget to subscribe. I just resetted my PC, so that's why I don't have an outro screen.